Greetings gamers, welcome to part number 38 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 9, Path of Radiance, and in today's episode I have much to deal with in Day and Keep with Petrine and this strange girl, the tactician of Petrine, Enna.
Well, that's that. We gained some time by flooding the river, but it won't hold them for long. I knew that foreign cur was useless. It looks like the decisive battle will be fought near the capital.
Preparations are complete, General Petrine. In order to ease command for you, Sir Brian will serve as your deputy. Regarding strategy, it would be easiest if you spoke with him directly.
Sorry to tell you this, Enna, but I'm not the one who will be directing our forces in the capital.
Will it be the Black Knight then? The plans must be adjusted slightly. I'll select someone else to act as deputy.
No, not him either. His Majesty wishes you to direct the defenses, Enna.
Me? I am to take command of the army?
That's right. You're moving up in the world, General Enna.
It's too much for me. I must confirm this with the king.
What a rare sight this is. I've never seen you so flustered. Listen, if you wish to meet with His Majesty, you must fulfill your duties. He's ordered that there be no communications until that time.
I'm a bit late.
Well, if it isn't the big Black Knight, it's been such a long time. You're always so very busy, aren't you? Here one day and there the next, your secret maneuvers are.
They are proof of the trust His Majesty has placed in me. Enna, go to the castle gate. You have a visitor.
Very well.
Is it the worm? Did he bring it with him?
It appears so. He insists that he give it directly over to Enna, though.
As long as it is ours, it makes no difference.
When Enna returns, you will be the one to take it directly to the king. Show care that it is not unwrapped on the way there. That could be unfortunate.
I don't need to be told that. More importantly, what will you do now?
Me? I will.
Enna, have you been well?
Where is Leiron's medallion?
Right here. Take it, please.
It feels so heavy, and it's not all the wrapping either. Could this be the chaotic energy of an evil god?
So, can you now return to the King Ashnard's side? Can you not?
No, not yet.
What do you mean?
I've been entrusted with the defense of the capital. I must face the Crimean army.
No.
Thank you. You've done so much for me. But now it's enough. Please, reclaim your freedom. There's no need for you to follow Dayan's orders any longer.
And you? Do you mean to die?
No, I cannot retreat. Even if I have to slaughter the entire Crimean army, I will return to him.
Yet he thinks nothing of you.
That matters not. The only place I belong is at his side. I will most likely never see you again. I will pray for your eternal happiness.
Enna, wait!
Forget about me. That is my final request. Farewell, Nazir.
Enna. The worm is Nazir all along. Who would have guessed? It runs much deeper than just that, though. During the battle for Telrega, Ike and the rest of his company come to a bleak realization. Wherever the Crimean army marches, the land becomes a battlefield, and the damage is immense. Warfare and floodwaters claim homes, crops, and hope. Villagers seeking shelter and safety stumble blindly through the snow. To them, there is no doubt that the Crimeans are an invasion force. However, the Crimeans have their own homeland to save. Focused as they are on the overriding goal, they cannot stop even to help the innocent victims of war. The only way they can help the people of Dayan is to keep marching. The faster they reach Dayan's capital of Navasa and put an end to the war, the better for everyone. Chapter 21, Without a King. Dayan Keep. What? Are you telling me that His Majesty has not yet returned? Yes, sir. We've sent many messengers, but we have yet to receive any sort of official response. The Crimean army is at our doorstep. What is His Highness thinking? If we want to protect the capital, we need a leader equal to one of the 4 riders, just in case.
I'm sure the king has considered this.
Lady Enna, I don't understand how you're able to remain so calm.
Dayan soldiers are the most elite warriors on the continent. In addition, our numbers are far superior to the Crimeans.
And yet, they march on Nevasa. This is the Dayan capital. If there's any danger of it falling into enemy hands, we can let nothing stop us from protecting it. No offense, Lady Anna, but as a general, I do not feel you're ready for such a vital command.
I think you are exactly right.
Then, when this command was given to you, why did you not firmly refuse?
Do you really think that wise, General? Would you refuse a direct order from the king? Let me tell you something that I've discovered. If we are unable to hold the capital, I do not believe the king will be all that upset. Ashnard does not hold a strong attachment to the country of Dayan.
What are you talking about? Do you understand exactly what it is you are saying?
Yes.
Ridiculous. There isn't a monarch in the world who would not be moved by the loss of his own country. Such a preposterous notion is beyond comprehension.
General Kazatai, do not avert your eyes from reality.
Reality? Ha! What reality is that? All I see is your guesswork.
Then tell me, why did the king suddenly order the invasion of Crimea?
As sanctions for that nation choosing to ally itself with those evil and treacherous subhumans.
On the surface, that would seem to be so. But doesn't the action strike you as odd? To simply sanctions properly? To apply sanctions properly, it would be necessary to speak with Begnion first. Begnion is the suzerain state, and Crimea answers to her. We needed Begnion's leave to make a formal declaration of war. Dayan's disregard for that process made us a pariah in the eyes of our neighbors and opened us to attack from all sides. And yet, not only did the king not do this, but he chose to invade without warning. It was the worst possible strategy. Furthermore, once the king conquered Crimea through strength of arms, he seized the capital and set up a residence. See, I understand the idea of suzerains. Because Crimea and Dayan once split from Begnion, Begnion still has some kind of political authority over them, because if they want to do trade with the biggest, largest, and most powerful nation on the continent, they have to be careful with how they do things towards one another and Begnion. But the problem is, Ashnard's swift and decisive sneak attack is probably the best plan of action he had, because the Crimeans could not bolster a good enough defense, which is the reason why Renning, the king and queen, and many of the Crimean royal knights perished. So, in actual fact, I think Ashnard was very well smart with that attack. Now, granted, she's going to necessarily explain the reason why he did not do the whole lobbying with Begnion to make a formal declaration of war. It's obvious. Ashnard doesn't care about Dayan, he doesn't care about Begnion, he doesn't care about Crimea. He cares about war. And now he uses it as a stepping stone for an invasion of Gallia, which means the king's goal was never to apply sanctions or even to defeat Crimea. If Ashnard moves against Gallia, it's easy to envision Phoenicius, Kilvis, and Goldoa joining the conflict. And if that happens, Begnion would be forced to ally itself with Dayan rather than side with the subhumans. Look where that leads us, a continent embroiled in war. Is that not the true desire of the king?
If you consider it in that way, your words do begin to make sense. Yet, to accomplish that, the citizens of Crimea would have to be sacrificed. That would be an act of madness.
Let's return to the topic at hand. The king has gained himself a new castle, and I believe he considers whatever land he occupies to be his kingdom. Dayan and its people are already behind him. He need not look back.
Pah! If the king wished to rule the world, he would want as much military strength as possible. To forsake even a portion of the strength he currently possesses willingly, why, it would be sheer folly.
That doesn't matter. What's important is that we recognize the chance which Dayan has been given. We must stop the Crimeans here. If we do not show the king our value, we are doomed. Make no mistake about it.
This is complete lunacy.
We will receive no reinforcements. We must hold nothing back. It is our only chance of survival.
This, I cannot. Why is this?
Be strong. The king has provided us and the capital with one final measure. We will use it to weather this storm. However, to use it I need you, General Kesetai. Your cooperation is imperative. If you want to win, you must trust me.
Understood. In this time, let us cling to any hope we can find. Lady. No. General Ina, I place my trust in you.
So this is the day in capital, eh? If we can just defeat King Ashnar, this war will be over.
Ike, here you are. What is it, Nasser? Are you sure that you have enough soldiers to lay siege to the capital? Your opponent is called Mad King Ashnar, after all. Who knows what sort of traps he has in store for you?
He may indeed have something planned. Surely they've received reports of our advancement, yet it's so quiet.
It looks like every able-bodied man has been conscripted into the army, while women and children have evacuated the area. Man, they're getting at least something right about a romanticized medieval Europe. We're not invaders. We wouldn't lay a hand on the citizenry. There's no way for them to know that. They know what their army did to the people of Crimea, however. If they fear they will be punished for that, I'm sure they decided to err on the side of caution.
What? What happened to the Crimean people? Surely only the soldiers were imprisoned or killed?
You truly have no idea how to rule a nation. Amen. Amen. Say this to Queen Alencia in Radiant Dawn. Do you know what happens to a country that loses a war? Everything is destroyed. Homes, land, crops, everything. And the citizens, they're not even treated as human. Crimeans, especially those near the capital where Dane's presence is strongest, are treated worse than subhuman. Than Legus.
Why would they? That's horrible.
The people understand this, which is why they pay for protection in the form of taxes. Intriguing. Also kind of false. Not every country does this. In fact, the first 100 or so years of America had no forced taxes whatsoever. They were all voluntary. And the reason why was because the militia was made up entirely by volunteers from each state. You didn't pay the government to protect you, because the government's job is not to protect you. The government's job is to punish the wicked and to defend the innocent, not to protect you from every enemy or threat, foreign and domestic. We are to do that ourselves. That's why we are the people. We, the people in America, are the leaders, the rulers. The government itself is of the people, by the people, for the people, not of the government, by the people, or by the government, for the government. This is a strange dichotomy, because taxes today are looked at as a means to pay for protection, whereas, and a lot of people will accept that and say, well, I'm paying them, I'm gladly doing so. But in reality, most of the revolutions in the past 300-400 years, the French Revolution, the American Revolution, several revolutions, the Indian Revolution, so on and so forth, the civil wars in Spain and so on, continuing on and on and on, were all due to the fact that the governments were overbearing and charging an arm and a leg for every single kind of form of tax. When this new regime in America that took over in the past couple of years, and I say regime for a good reason, when they took over, one of the first things that their president did was make it so that if you made any more than $600 in any way, shape, or form on an online service, you were taxed by it, and you received a W-2 as well, or a 1099, and you had to pay taxes for it. Whereas previously, you could make up to $25,000 in any way, shape, or form through online shopping or selling or providing for your own business throughout the year, and you would not be taxed. Well, why did they change that? Control. There is no protection. It's control. I'll get off my soapbox now. For the royals and nobles who are charged with protecting the people, there is no greater sin than to be defeated in war. It is the ultimate betrayal of the people's trust.
Ah, by the goddess, I am a fool.
Soren, enough. Truth is always right to be spoken, Ike. Shut your mouth.
Princess, be that as it may, the majority of people want to see the royal family restored to power. They believe that you will help them reclaim their old lives and restore peace.
Now it's time for us to throw down Ashnard and drive his army from Crimean soil. You're the only one who can do that. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. I will save the people of Crimea, this I swear.
As I've said before, I won't be turned away. If there are traps, we just fight our way through. This war ends here.
Yes, I'm with you all the way.
I hope it goes as planned. I will do my best to make it so. And Nazir is quiet. And the report before this battle, no extra money, but I do have a new ally. Shinon was the MVP. Kind of a bit surprising because of how necessarily weak he is, but then again, I did use him to take out several important enemies, including the boss. Yep, excuse yourself, please. Repeating your lines are getting old.
General, thank you. The people of Talrega were the enemy, yet you treated them with kindness. I don't know how to thank you.
Oh, the provisions? It wasn't enough, but I wanted to do whatever I could. It's nothing for you to worry about, though.
General Ike. My lady, is that you? Lady Fizart? Huh? Oh, it is you, Lord Shiharam's lovely daughter. Thank heavens you're still alive. You're from Talrega. That's right. I'm Sophie, from the village of Luma. I can't live there anymore, so I brought my 2 sisters here to the capital. After that battle, I was sure that you'd been claimed by the Dark Angel, just like Lord Shiharam. But here you are. Is this your bodyguard? Oh, so strong. You watch out for my lady, you hear? She's Lord Shiharam's precious little girl. You keep an eye on her, and don't let those nasty Crimeans get near her. Actually, Please listen to me, milady. We understand all about those floodgates. Lord Shiharam would have never done such a thing if he had any other choice. We know it was those filthy Crimeans that did it. Why, when he wasn't on duty, Lord Shiharam and his men used to help us with the plowing and the planting. And once when my sister got sick, he loaded her up onto his wyvern and brought her to the capital to see a doctor. He's the only one who ever cared about us country folk. He opened his heart to each and every one of us. He was a good man. Those dirty Crimeans are to blame. If they'd never come to Crimea, then that battle wouldn't have happened, and Lord Shiharam would still be with us. Sister, I'm hungry. You're going to be all right. I'll find you something to eat in just a little. Just be patient. That soldier over there gave me this. Can I eat it? Don't be stupid. Throw that away right now. We'll starve to death before we take charity from Crimean killers. My lady, the Crimean army is nearby. Run. You must escape and survive. We're going to live. Even if we have to eat mud and weeds, we'll do it. And one day we'll have our revenge on those bloodthirsty Crimeans. If I can't do it, my children will. And if they can't, then my grandchildren will. We'll get them someday, I swear it. I have to go. Promise me, milady. You must go on for Lord Shiharam's sake. You mustn't get yourself killed. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. Mist?
Ike.
Are you all right?
We've come a long way, haven't we? Do you think we can beat King Ashnard?
Of course we can. We have to. If we lose, Crimea may never be rebuilt.
What are you going to do, brother? I'm frightened. The medallion was my protection. Now that it's gone, my confidence has vanished.
Mist.
For as long as I can remember, I would talk to the medallion like I was talking to Mother. After Father died, I felt like I was talking to them both. Where could it have gone?
We'll find it. And even though it's gone, Father and Mother are looking down on us and protecting us.
You're right. I'm sorry. Father and Mother are in my heart, and I've got you and everyone else at my side. So even without the medallion, I'm all right. Everything's going to turn out fine, I know it.
That's the spirit. Ike, Mist, if you're going to chat, why not go inside? Even if the snows are beginning to melt, it's still cold out here.
Oh, hi, Nazir.
You're right. I do feel a bit cold. Shall we go back to the tent?
Uh-huh. Let's go, Ike. You too, Nazir.
Forgive me.
Nazir, what's wrong? Hurry up.
Oh, of course. He was made to do what he did. It was not something he enjoyed doing, from what I can recall. Devdan has 2 units that he is capable of supporting with. I need to check on that real quick before I end up giving Tormod, or giving mine to the idea that Tormod is supposed to have an A rank with Devdan, because the more I think about it, the more it makes almost no sense for Tormod and Rayson to have an A support, because they're not going to be in combat. I'll be right back. Upon further discovery, yes, I'm going to give Devdan and Tormod an A rank and B rank to Rayson. Devdan doesn't have any other supporting partners that I'm going to be receiving that's of any purpose or point. So, unfortunately, Rayson doesn't get any either, because that's the 3 he gets. Ike and Tanith are great supporting partners with him, especially Tanith, because she is also a flyer. The problem is I'm not using Tanith. I do love Tanith as a unit, though. Alright, so Tormod and Devdan.
That's it. I quit. I can't take any more of this crap.
You should not leave a job unfinished.
Oh, where did you come from?
Devdan has been watching you. Your wound has not been treated properly. You will get an infection.
Oh, it's useless. I rub it with a vulnerary and dress it with a cloth, but it doesn't do any good. I just need a priest to mumble some magic words and wave a staff over it.
You are a fool. That makes Devdan upset. Huh? You can't always depend on others for help. On the battlefield, you have to know how to take care of yourself.
I see. Ha! You do have a way with words.
Poor, lazy boy who knows nothing at all. Here, hand over that bandage. Devdan will show you how it's done.
Thank you.
That guy is nuts.
Hello there, great prince of the Huron.
Please call me Rayson.
Are you sure? Alright, Rayson it is. Can you spare a moment?
Certainly. This is about chanting for your Legu's friends, isn't it?
That's right. You remembered.
Why don't you tell me more about what you have in mind?
Well, I was hoping you would, use your magic chant to transform all the sand into soil.
Sand into soil?
Exactly. Rich, fertile soil that will yield a bountiful harvest. We'll build our village there.
That is utterly absurd.
He sure stormed off in a huff. For someone that has such kind-looking eyes, he sure has a short temper.
He does have a short temper, doesn't he? Mordecai. He can support with Stefan. Again, like I've said before, I am not actually using the Legus permanently as combative units, but I will use them whenever is necessary for my purposes concerning the whole shove and smite thing, which definitely going to be taken care of in a moment. However, I do have quite a lot of things to take care of with my outfitting. I will see you all in just a few. And I am back with just one more thing to do, and that is to forge a wonderful steel sword for Ike. He does need a little bit better of a weapon to use. Now this is going to be called the Defender. Nothing particular about these names, just something a little bit more, I want to say generic, as I'm just making these as pretty much throwaway, use them when you got them weapons. And Ike is pretty well equipped now that he has the Defender, along with his other weapons. I am of no mind to save the Regal Sword, because though it does not have terrible might when facing those that he is effective, that this weapon is effective against, it is still only 14 might. I'm pretty darn sure. I can't even buy silver swords right now, but I'm pretty darn sure silver swords are pretty close to that might as well. Let alone the Defender is 13 might, so whatever. Granted, I have put an extra physic on Mr. Raisin, because he's always going to be joining, even if I don't have somebody like Moram join. Though Moram does have his smite now, so Mordecai and Moram both have smite, which is awesome. With that being said, it is time to fly. General Ike, sir, the castle gates are open. That's not good. What are they planning?
It must be a trap.
This is unexpected. Making us lay siege would be far and away to their advantage. I have no idea what they're playing at.
Even so, we will not back down, right, Ike?
Right. If we can't tell what they're planning, it matters not how we proceed. Let's just fight as we go. Move out. Keep your guard up, everyone. Enemy troops have entered the castle. They're moving already? Such recklessness. Don't they suspect a trap? I can't believe they've fallen for it.
Crimea follows a general named Ike. Perhaps he follows no procedure. Perhaps he relies solely on instinct.
I don't know if he's brave or merely reckless. It's unbelievable.
Regardless, we continue as planned. Close the gate and seal off the escape route. This contest will be decided here.
Now then, it's time for the final measure you spoke of earlier. Will you show us what His Majesty left for us? What could possibly allow us to destroy an army in one fell swoop, provided we can herd them here?
General Kazatai, no matter what I show you, do not be shocked. You must continue to trust me without question.
I swear it, on my name as a royal knight of Dayan, I will not betray you, General Ina.
Thank you.
General Ina, you're...
General Kazatai, have you forgotten your vow? No matter what happens, we will protect the capital, yes?
Yes, of course. I understand. This is His Majesty's. Why he left you here.
Yes.
We will win this battle. A legendary dragon of Goldoa is on our side. It is a powerful omen. Dayan cannot lose. The Dayan army is indestructible. We will crush the dogs of Crimea and use their skulls as goblets. Glory to Dayan! Victory to Dayan! Interesting turn of events.
Sir, the gates have just closed behind us. Look out!
We're trapped in this castle. Run! Run!
Attack! We're under attack! They're going to kill us!
Stop, all of you. Get a hold of yourselves. You must not panic. No one has attacked.
Ike.
Titania, where is the princess?
She's fine. She's with the supply convoy. They're all under very close guard.
Soren, is this the enemy trap? It could be.
If so, to what end?
Well, the goal obviously isn't to divide our troops and reduce our fighting strength. We're all packed in here together. Whatever they are planning, it appears that they want us all to experience it at the same time.
Dayan must have something which they believe gives them an insurmountable advantage. Some kind of ultimate weapon.
So they're absolutely sure they'll win it. Is that it? King Ashnard of Dayan, you'll regret underestimating us. No matter what, we must be cautious. We can spare no efforts to protect the princess. We should put together an elite team and head for the throne room. Choose the members of this team with care. Everything will rest on their shoulders. Understood. Dayan Keep. It is quite a bit more populated, to say the least, than it would be if I was playing this on a lower difficulty. I think that's all I'm going to be bringing, is these yahoos. In consideration, though, because I'm not necessarily going to have Volk in a million places, I think it would be a good idea to give somebody like Titania some chest keys. Do I even have any? The answer to that question is no. Because they would be in there. Do I have an unlock? No. I don't think there is an unlock staff in this game. There is in Radiant Dawn, however. That's what I was thinking of. Rayson I don't know why, but you don't have my Legu Stone. So trade, and of course equip. I should probably put that at the top. Actually, I'm going to put that at the top just so that it doesn't move. It doesn't really matter. I'm being really pedantic here with that. No chest keys kind of stinks, actually. It means that this is going to be a much mightier chapter to overcome without some good old positioning. All of my attacking and frontline units need to be obviously up front. What I think I'm going to do is put Volk here, however, so I can use a bunch of smiting units from the rear. Rayson, you'll go here. Nobody can go behind him there, so actually I think I'm going to put you there. I'd like to smite Rayson, but I'd also like to smite Volk, so I'm going to be doing double duty on that this turn, plus Leith will be able to shove as well. This is going to be a crazy chapter, a crazy fun chapter, and I cannot wait to get into it and show you all the wonderful things that it has to offer for this glorious fight without a king in Chapter 21. However, this is going to be the end of my episode, where I bid my farewells and thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe depending on your platform. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.